Hello, Mr. Bell here with our very first sketchbook activity of the semester. The first thing I want to talk about is how to hold your pencil. Sometimes you're going to want to hold your pencil like you're writing. That's okay. When I draw, sometimes I will hold my pencil like I'm drawing, but I try to think of this as when I want to do really, really small details, like a reflection in an eyeball. Maybe I'll switch the way I hold a pencil and I'll draw like this for really small details. But for this activity, I want you to hold your pencil like this. So you put your pinky in it and you put your thumb near the top. And then you want the edge of the pencil to be able to kind of move on the palm of your pencil like this. And you control that by kind of applying different pressure to your thumb, your pointer finger, and your pinky. This way you can also rest your wrists more comfortably and give yourself more control. When you hold a pencil like this, instead of like this, what you're really doing is instead of only wiggling your wrist to draw, you are now wiggling your whole arm. That means it's longer and you have more control over the smooth gestural type lines that you want to be able to do when you are drawing. So if you've ever seen somebody that can just draw that line exactly like they want it right there, it's because they have practiced doing that over and over and over and over again. Nobody is born being able to do that well. So holding the pencil like this. Sometimes I might ask you to hold your pencil in different positions. And for this one, very, very much, and especially the first couple ones, we're going to be holding our pencils like this. You really can control it. You're going to want to switch. Try not to. Try to do it like this. But for the beginning, you can hold it like this to make just little dots kind of across the page. For this activity, we're going to take up a whole page. I don't want you to go diagonally or crazy. These are just going to be across the line, okay? So pick your two dots. The dot on your left, or it can be the dot on your right, doesn't matter. Start on one of those dots. Switching your hand to that more drawing style. It's called underhand grip. I'm going to start on that dot, and then best as I can, quickly and confidently, I'm going to draw a line as straight as I can 8 times to that same dot. And honestly, I've lost count, so I'm going to pretend that's 8. Then I'm going to do it again, switch in my grip so I can get detailed lines, make that little dot on the other side. Then do it again 8 times. Notice that they're not perfect, but as you do this, they will get more and more and more perfect. And this is, pretty good for like a gestural line. It doesn't have to be exact, right? And you can always go back and forth and stuff, but this is just creating that muscle memory. I'm going to do it again. Put my dot, and then this time I'm going to go a little bit farther down. And I'm going to switch the position of my sketchbook. Usually when you're drawing long, fluid, smooth lines, you get more control if you're bringing it towards your body rather than pushing away or going right to left. So for the first 4 extra parts of this exercise, 1, 2, 3, 4, I want you to go back and forth. Now you want to switch it. And I want you to position it so your dots make a line towards the center of your body, probably pointing kind of at your belly right now. So switch in your pencil. Now start doing those same lines and pull them towards you. Position the sketchbook to where you want those lines to be. And then you'll realize that, hey, it gets a little wavy, but then you'll notice too that as you do this each time, it will get a little better. And then eventually, I'm like to the point now where I'm almost just tracing the lines and I'm not really creating that many new ones. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I'm going to draw the rest of the lines. For these, I want you to draw them however you're the most comfortable. So I'm going to do 1 dot, another dot, then another, and another, another, and another. And that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I want you to do 8 lines for this, 8 different lines, 8 different times. Again, forcing yourself to hold your pencil in this manner rather than holding it like this. So I want long, straight, just stereal lines that go as best as you can from one line to, or one dot to the next. I'm going to go down here and I'm going to do this. It looks like it skipped one. That's okay. So I'm going to try this. I'm going to hold it like a regular pencil, and this isn't how I want you to do it. You'll notice that I might even be able to get this line a little bit more like seemingly close to it. Let's try that one more time. But the thing about this line is it doesn't seem confident. It doesn't seem like it's placed there intentionally. Remember that word intentional. It means that if it appears that you did it on purpose, it will be appreciated much, much more. So like I made an accident, that's okay. But with these lines, it's not so much about making them perfectly smooth and perfectly like straight and right from point one to point B. They're about making confident lines. Eventually, after we get some line exercises in, we're going to switch it up and we're going to start making curved lines. And really, this is not so much about drawing straight lines. This is about training your hand how to do really confident, smooth contour lines and being able to do them much more quickly than you normally think is possible. Sometimes drawing a little faster than normal can get a little bit more detailed, and it can seem a lot more intentional, and it can really be the line that your brain says it wants it to be. So like the next exercise, I'm going to draw over these really quickly. The next exercise is going to involve drawing curved lines from one point to another, which is a much more difficult thing to do, but it really is about training your hands and just learning how to make these smooth lines with intention. Okay, so just to reiterate what we need to do for this, you don't need to worry about the curve lines. We're going to do that soon. I want 8 different sets of 8 lines across or close to it. Remember, I didn't really count some of these. And it's not about counting the lines. It's about doing the lines over and over again until you feel confident that you're able to draw a smooth line from one to the other. Okay, I'm going to do one last one, holding it like I'm writing because I'm only making little dots. So I have from here to here. I'm going to do this just 8 more times just because I want to be really confident that I'm getting better. And voila, that's all you need to do for your first exercise.